Hi there, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states. I'm amped, I'm ready to go. I just had 6 Oreo cookies. So sugar flowing through the veins, you know what I'm saying? I feel good. I feel good also because we have a good topic today about multi-year guarantee annuities and how they solve for inflation, how they can solve for inflation and at least address it in a pragmatic and contractual way. So because I'm all sugared up and ready to go, it's time for music. Alrighty then, so that's kind of a Jim Carrey thing. Alrighty then, we're going to talk about multi-year guarantee annuities. Let's do a little bit of a history lesson. This is the annuity industry's version of a CD, a certificate of deposit. Is it a CD? No, it's an annuity. It's a fixed rate annuity. But with a CD, as you all probably know by now, you lock in a specific interest rate for a specific period of time that you choose. With a multi-year guarantee annuity that's issued by a life insurance company, you lock in a specific interest rate for a specific period of time that you choose. Now, the primary differences between multi-year guarantee annuities and CDs, number one, the backing of CDs, which is FDIC insurance, it's the best. It's the best coverage you can get. F stands for federal. F stands for we're going to frickin' tax you and get the money. F stands for good. It's the best coverage you can get out there. Now, with multi-year guarantee annuities, if those have a backing of the state guarantee funds. Now, don't buy the annuity for that. Buy the annuity for the claims paying ability of that multi-year guarantee annuity issuing carrier. Now, state guarantee funds are fine. Every state has one. Every state has a different dollar amount that they'll back policies to a specific limit. But understand this, in the annuity industry, you cannot use the state guarantee fund in a sales pitch. You can't lead with that. You really can't. You shouldn't. You should buy the annuity for the claims paying ability of the carrier, the ratings, the solvency ratio. Ask me when we get on the phone to say, hey, is this a good company? Can they back up the claims? That's what you look at. And also the other difference is multi-year guarantee annuities in non-IRA accounts. You can own multi-year guarantee annuities in all accounts, Roth IRAs, traditional IRAs, and non-IRAs. But in a non-IRA account, the interest grows and compounds tax deferred. There are some MYGAs that have simple interest, but most of them are compound interest. But it's a tax deferred nature, whereas in a non-IRA CDs, you have to pay taxes on that interest every year. But let's talk about inflation. Now, inflation's the gorilla in the room. I was like, wait a minute, does that interest rate, is that going to address inflation? I don't know. You don't either, by the way. Nobody knows. At the time of this taping, look at the time of this taping, the 10-year Treasury and the Treasury rates are at perceived lows, but if you compare those, like the 10-year Treasury equivalent across the globe in other countries, we still have the highest rates at the time of this taping. That doesn't mean they're Jimmy Carter rates. I mean, we all remember those great CD rates back in the day. We're probably not going to ever see that in our lifetime. So how do you use MYGAs to address inflation? My opinion, America's annuity agent, top agent in the country, the way to do that is to ladder them. And let me give you an example. I had a call the other day. A gentleman called up and he said, you know what? I'm thinking of it. He was a doctor. He's a really good guy. And he had been thinking about it a long time. Doctors, they're just pragmatic. They're like looking into and do the research. And I sent him my books and he'd watch the videos and he'd listen to the podcast and all that stuff. He said, you know what? Stan the Annuity Man, I think I want to do a $400,000 MYGA ladder. I said, okay, great. Let's do this. Let's put $100,000 in a 2-year, a 3-year, a 4-year, and a 5-year. At the time of this taping, you can buy longer duration multi-year guarantee annuities, but I think 5 years is kind of the sweet spot, in my opinion. So we had a 2-year, 3-year, 4-year, and 5-year. The way that addresses inflation is you have money coming due and maturing, that policy maturing starting in year 2, and at that time, you could either cash the money out with interest, get the money sent back to you, or you could roll it, do a 1035 transfer non-taxable event, or IRA to IRA transfer non-taxable event to a higher, hopefully higher guarantee. So that every year, starting year 2, I'm going to be on the phone with him and say, okay, what do you want to do? You want the money back or you want to roll it? You want the money back or you want to roll it? All the way until 5 years. And a lot of my clients do that. They keep rolling and rolling and rolling these interest rates, which is fantastic. The great news about multi-year guarantee annuities, and CDs as well. CDs are great products. Right now, they're just really low. Is the fact that there's no annual fees, there's no moving parts, there's no market attachments. It's very easy to understand. The commissions are very low. They're built into the policy, just like administrative costs, light bill, water bill, whatever, from these annuity companies, just part of the administrative cost. But if you put $100,000 in, you're going to see $100,000 go to work for you. Now, I would encourage you to go to my site at theannuityman.com, and on the front page, you're going to see a big yellow box that says See Fixed Rates or Live Fixed Rates. You can click that, put in your state, put in the duration that you're looking for, and then it will pop and list all of those companies from the highest yield to maturity on down and show the ratings, etc. And you can actually even click a more info link on that page and get the brochure sent to you and more information on that specific MYGA. But from an inflation standpoint, there's no good answers, just bad sales pitches with inflation. MYGAs, the way to do it is just ladder the maturities. Or if you say, Stan, I don't want to do a ladder, but I think in 3 years or 5 years, I think rates will move, then buy a 3-year or a 5-year. But there's no perfect answer. Now, people always ask me, hey, Stan, the Annuity Man, America's Annuity Agent, how does this multi-year guarantee annuity yield more than a CD? That doesn't make sense. A CD over here at the bank, I love my banker, and they give me a toaster, and they're nice to me when I walk in, they hug me. But their CD rates are horrific. How's this multi-year guarantee annuity beat that? Well, remember, life insurance companies issue annuities. They issue all types, including multi-year guarantee annuity MYGAs, right? But there's a dynamic pricing model with life insurance. So they're not just looking at the 10-year treasury or current interest rates. They have bonds in the portfolio that's been there for decades. They issue life insurance. They know when we're going to die, right? So they know how to price that. They issue lifetime income products, meaning you're giving them a lump sum of money and they're giving you money back over your life expectancy. And then they look at current interest rates and other things that are happening within the company. In other words, they're not just pulling from just the current interest rate level. They're pulling from a myriad of strategies within their portfolio to price that multi-year guarantee annuity guaranteed interest rate that you're seeing. So that's the reason that they're higher. Does that mean they're better than CDs? Absolutely not. But in the world of protecting your principal and getting a guaranteed interest rate, it's a pretty good option to have. So, is a MYGA a good investment? Is a MYGA safe? That's good questions to have and ask. Of course, I ask them for you. Is it safe? It depends on the claim expandability of that carrier. Now, I'm the person that you need to talk to. Go to theannuityman.com, top left-hand corner of the homepage, book a call. You get me at the time of this taping. Hopefully my health holds up, and you're going to talk to me. And we're going to talk about the MYGA in your state that you've looked at. You've gone to my live feed and you've pointed it out. You've gotten the information. You've gotten my books on MYGAs. You're saying, hey, Stan the Annuity Man, is this a good MYGA company? Is it safe? Is it a good investment? Well, with MYGAs, I take a little bit different approach from the analysis standpoint. If you're asking me, Stan the Annuity Man, America's Annuity Agent, I'm looking at a lifetime income stream for me and the wife, or me and the husband. Well, that's a different analysis. I'm looking at, can that company pay a lifetime income stream for your projected life expectancy for as long as you're breathing? But with MYGAs, it's a little bit different. I'm looking at the duration. So let's just say there's a B double plus rated company that has a 2-year or a 3-year multi-year guarantee annuity, and that interest rate is the highest one out there in the country. So your question has to be, wait a minute, Stan the Annuity Man, I would really like to have an A double plus company there be the top, me and you both. But that didn't happen a lot. So what do? Stan, do I buy the B double plus company? Well, I'm going to tell you if I think it's safe. I'm going to put my rear end on that line, okay? But I'm only looking at the duration. So if you're saying, Stan, I'm looking at this 2-year, should I buy that? I'm going to say, I think for those 2 years, they can back up that claim because after those 2 years, we're going to be gone. I'm either going to send you the money because you want to cash it in, or we're going to roll it to another annuity, and most likely it will be with a different carrier unless that carrier has a high renewal rate. So in other words, I'm doing a different analysis. I'm saying, okay, can they back up the 3-year claim? Can they back up the 2-year claim? Can they back up the 5-year claim? That's a completely different analysis when compared to can they back up a lifetime income stream? And I'm not saying we're bottom fishing, but I'm saying we're realistically looking at how long your money is going to be with that life insurance company when you buy this MYGA. And when it comes to inflation and us looking at how to address that and looking at laddering these maturities, like say a 2 or 3 or 4 and a 5 year, like we did with this gentleman, this doctor that said, hey, I got $400,000. Let's put $100,000 in each tranche, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm looking at each one and going, they can back up the claim for that time period. They can back up the claim for that time period. So I hope that helps when we get to the finish line of you making a decision, do I implement that into my portfolio? And if you do decide to work with us, you're going to be working with the best team on the planet from an administrative side. We take care of everything from start to finish, whether it's IRA, non-IRA, Roth IRA assets, whatever you choose. So, but when it comes to inflation, we're just going to have to ladder things because nobody knows where inflation is going to go, and nobody can predict whether interest rates are going to go higher or interest rates are going to go lower. And to talk about that for just 1 second, for the last 6 years at the time of this taping, I've received the following phone call. Hey, Stan, the annuity man, interest rates have to go up, right? For the last 6 years. They've gone down. Can they go farther down from at the time of this taping? You darn right they can. They certainly can. Do I hope they do? No, I hope they don't. I hope they go up. I want you to have higher interest rates, but they could go down. They could go to zero. They could go negative. I hope that doesn't happen, but that's the reason we need to keep the maturity short when you do the MYGA ladder. Listen, I'm so glad that you joined us for this video on MYGAs. I was kind of going, we tried to do some time frames here. Like they don't want me to just talk forever. Of course, I could talk forever. And so my CEO's in the back, holding her hands up, going, it's time. Slow down. I'm like, I thought she was doing a hallelujah. Hallelujah! Stan the Annuity Man, preach it! Preach that MYGA talk! That's not what she was saying. That's okay. Listen, I am so glad you joined us for this video. Keep joining me. I'm putting these things out as much as I can, as fast as I can, as fast as they can edit. So hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next Stan the Annuity Man YouTube video.